let's watch the worms. I don't want to, but let's do it. So I rated the most horrific Parasites by Mr. Slav. I don't want to, but I guess let's watch it. I already have enough nightmares as it is. Fuck off. Most horrific Parasites.
Parasites are quite off-putting. I will read them in flamethrowers.
What is
More
the expression?
flamethrowers, worse the parasites. Grab your popcorn and let's begin.
Yes, let's begin.
Let's start with a parasite which is not dangerous to humans, cordyceps. It has over 600 species, which is a type of fungus which wrecks various insects. Not only they basically turn insect material into mushroom matter, they also alter insect behavior. Let's take ants for example. Once cordyceps spores enters the body, ant starts to climb higher and higher. Why? Because higher means better spread of spores. Once cordyceps fruit emerges from insect's body, it sprays its deadly spores around. That's the last of ants. Such fungus can wipe out whole colonies. Thankfully, humans are not hosts for such shrooms. But those who have weakened immune systems can be threatened by other types of fungal infections. Actually, over 1 million of people die from that every year. For example, coccidioides fungi can be found in soil and may infect our lungs when we breathe in their spores. 1% of people can die because it may spread.
You just can't win, like even breathing is enough to kill you.
As cordyceps, but still pretty bad.
Simosea exuga. You know, it reminds me like when I was young I saw on TV or something some documentary about like the worm parasite that can grow in your like stomach or intestine or something. And anytime we get a stomachache, I would really be worried that I had some kind of like growing parasite. But like basically being kind of like traumatized a little bit from that documentary as really young or something. And always when I would get a stomachache, I would like imagine some giant worm swimming around my belly or something. And you know, obviously I still kind of get that feeling a little bit every time I have like some kind of like biting pain in my stomach. I'm imagining like there's a big worm like biting inside. That's always been kind of like my parasite like fear or something. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that because it's so funny.
Here's another strange and unique parasite which makes itself part of fish organ. By the way, it is an isopod which is a distant relative to stuff like prawns, shrimps and crabs. First it enters fish through its gills, after that it moves to fish tongue.
I'm feeling the crawliness,
which causes the tongue to fall off. Then it attaches himself to remaining stub of a tongue and acts like nothing happened. These isopods either feed on fish blood or mucus. I think tongue isopod is the most wicked isopod parasite because others simply attach themselves wherever on the fish and just feed.
Scabies, I've heard about that.
Scabies is a type of disease caused by a very small parasitic mite. They can spread if people rub at each other for prolonged times. Why would they do that? I have no idea. Anyway, once these mites migrate to other hosts, they start burrowing into the skin, creating various tunnels. Other animals have their own type of mites, which for some reason have trouble infecting other type of animals. The disease produces itchy skin rashes because these mites are eating and creating holes in the skin. Not only that, but they also lay eggs in their burrows. Prevention is simple. Don't touch infected person. Also, there are various types of treatments. To be honest, it is not that bad when compared to other parasites.
I was going to say, yeah, I've seen videos of people who have that, and I guess it's probably not that extreme to treat or something. But like if you can't treat it or something, I remember like seeing some documentary about homeless people or something who had that, and yeah, like you know, the guy had like scratched himself to the point of like tearing skin, and just it was disgusting as hell. So that's the problem, right? Like if you can take care of it, it's fine, but otherwise,
in this video,
ghost pipe 6.
Plants get no love here, so I feel obliged to at least mention one called ghost pipe. Unlike ordinary plants, this one is not green since it has no chlorophyll. it generates its energy not from the sun, but by being a parasite to fungus called Russulaceae, which gets their nutrition from the trees. This strange ghost plant attaches its roots to mushroom and sucks its nutrients, which allows plant to live in complete shade.
I mean, at least it's not a human
This one
thing.
is actually quite easily preventable. Simply don't eat snails, freshwater prawns, crabs, and just cook everything.
Good thing I'm not too into fish. I know a lot of fish, especially like raw fish, can give you parasites, especially. So I'm not that into fish for the most part. Let's go.
Cooking is your friend.
Yeah.
However, you can also catch it by eating unwashed salad,
boy.
since snails like to hang out around them.
True, I eat
These
salad.
worms don't
I need stuff.
reproduce in humans. We simply are an accidental host. But
More
we still
salad.
can suffer, especially if these worms migrate to our brain. Since they are kinda lost in unfamiliar hosts, they simply die and create an inflammation, which is an undesirable thing, especially in our brains.
Yeah.
This can leave people with permanent damage and chronic pain for the rest of their lives. These worms can also sometimes end up in eyes.
Trichinella.
These small roundworms are up to 1.6 millimeters in length and can be transmitted through eating raw meat of omnivore
Raw meat
animals.
is bad too, yeah.
That includes pigs, which is probably the biggest.
Which is also, so far I feel like I have some defenses. A good thing that, when people ask me like, how do you want your meat? And, I'm like, very cooked, often like almost burnt, who cares?
Cause of trichinella infections. One of the reasons why pork has to be always well cooked is these suckers. For example, beef steaks can be only cooked on outside.
Yeah, that's way.
Because cows
Not
don't
what I eat.
typically eat meat, so they
If there's a little bit of red, I mean, it's not cooked enough for me.
don't contain trichinella roundworms. If this meat contains trichinella larvae, it will go to our intestine, grow and start releasing eggs which, thanks to our bloodstream, will travel and infiltrate our muscles.
Oh.
This can repeat for a long time until victims' muscles will be full of larvae. Thankfully, there are various medicines such as mebendazole which can kill various types of parasite, including trichinella.
Schistosome.
This one is quite unique because you don't need
Schistosomiasis.
This one is quite unique because you don't need to swallow it. Imagine just going to a lake to stand in it.
Yeah.
The water line could be anywhere, even below your knees, and you get infected by small flatworms. How do they get inside our bodies? Well, they burrow inside through our skin.
It's really good at
Another
that, huh?
name for this infection, you may have heard it. It is called swimmer's itch.
I haven't thought of that. No.
Once you have your fun in the water, you find yourself covered with small red pimples. These are places where these parasites have entered your body. Once they get in, they turn into adult flatworms which are around 1 centimeter length or 0.4
1
inch.
centimeter.
They migrate into the
That's
gut
big.
and start multiplying. If untreated, these devil spawns can live in their hosts for years, causing many problems.
Oh, hell no. I mean, yeah. I guess when I was young, I would often go into rivers and stuff like that. Yeah, just, sometimes barefoot, not giving two shit. I was like scared of stuff like, a snake in the water or something. Not fucking parasite. I don't think I ever got that, obviously. Which is nice. Man, this is terrible.
This one is particularly scary parasite. It may affect liver and we don't want that here.
Yeah, sure.
As a typical parasite, they can survive long enough for the host to give it
Can't
a
they look
name.
cute at least? Can't any of this thing look cute? Like a cute looking paradise, it will kill me, but if it looks cute at least it's fine. I don't mind it being inside me.
About a couple of decades. Since these flatworms keep living inside bile duct, these organs keep getting inflamed, which eventually ends up with cancer.
Cancer, really?
So how can we prevent such disgusting creature from entering our bodies?
Dressed like
By
him.
using an intricate invention called fire.
Raccoon roundworm.
A raccoon roundworm can complete its life cycle only in raccoons. However, if they are ingested by any other animal, they get haywire. For some reason, instead of staying in the host's gut, they often migrate to the brain and can cause serious neurological damage and possibly death if untreated.
What do we need any of this?
Prevent it? Don't touch raccoons' poop. We have fences to prevent them from entering your premises and keep your animals away. Around 90% of raccoons carry such parasite. If they get inside your garden or home, you have to clean their latrines with boiling water, steam or fire, which is my preferable method.
Candido.
I don't want to scare you, but...
I'm already scared now. Thanks.
Apparently these parasites are found in the Amazon River, and if some guy decided to pee while swimming, their dicks may be invaded by the parasites. It is a fish species called Candiro. They mainly are parasitic fish which infiltrate other fish and feed on their blood. Even though these cases are based usually on anecdotal evidence, there are claims that these fish can travel through penis, urethra, and hang out in bladder where it feeds on blood.
Oh my god.
Since there are not many proven cases, I will be conservative with the rate.
I mean, I'm not going to the Amazon at least, but fucking hell. I'd rather they bore into my skin than my dick. Start ticking.
Ticks suck.
I was going to say, yeah, like, I was thinking, are ticks even a parasite? Yeah, I've had ticks before, I remember, like, when I was young, I had, like, some on my head or back of the neck or something, and, you know, they were removed with a lighter, like, just some lighter and a flame, and, you know, they let go, and that was pretty disgusting, yeah, and also dogs, some of my dogs have had ticks before, yeah. I guess that's, as far as I know, the only parasite I've ever got.
But one type of tick sucks more. It is called Lone Star tick, and it has one peculiar effect. There is this chance that after being bitten by this parasite, you will develop allergy to red meat products, and that's the reason why I gave it such a high
I've heard about
rating.
this, I think, yeah.
But how it can cause such effect? Is this a spell? How does it work? Well, when these ticks bite, they release alpha-gal, galactose molecule, which is found in most mammals besides monkeys, apes, and us. So when our body detects this alpha-gal together with the tick's saliva, it thinks that alpha-gal molecule is bad. However, it is not true. Once our body software is overwritten and we eat red meat, our body thinks that it's under attack again, and it creates allergic response. There are only 2 patients which have cured from such allergy. I hope there is no vegan supervillain out there.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would actually make a good plot for some cartoonish series or something. Nematomorpha.
Even though this worm doesn't affect humans, the sheer disgustingness factor is enough for it to earn a high flamethrower rating. This horsehair worm doesn't act as parasite when it's adult. It only escapes its insect victims. However, when it is in a baby form, it enters host's body, feeds on its nutrients. When it reaches a sufficient size, it manipulates its host to go to freshwater source and drown itself. Then this worm, which often exceeds 1 meter length or 3 feet, emerges and lives in water.
Oh my god.
Kinda reminds me some monsters from movies.
The thing. Man, so much of this makes you not want to ever go swim in some random lake, river, or anything like that. I don't know. It's just, you know, as always, I know, like, you know, that's what people say, like, don't do this, don't do that, you're gonna get a virus, you're gonna get a parasite, etc. So you can't really live like that. If you start being scared of all this, you just get to YOLO it, you know, life is a gacha. You just try it, maybe you have a chance to getting something nuts, because, you know, that's just the way it is. Like, the only real way to, there's no way to, like, just deal with all of this and really, like, still live a life while trying to, like, not get any of those, right? But it almost makes you want to, yeah, just, like, live in some, like, fucking, like, insane asylum, you know, padded room, absolutely clean, fucking, like, give me some you know, some like alcohol or something to just badge on the hallways and, like, drink only that. Disinfect everything.
It is spread through bites of a black fly. Once the larvae get through a wound into the body, they form a protective nodule around them and start growing for next year. This bump under the skin gets big enough to look like this.
Oh, fucking hell.
After these worms mature, they slither out of their protective nodules to mate with females. Basically, an orgy is happening under the skin.
Good for them, but shoot me anyway.
Are laid in the skin, and once the black fly returns to feed on humans, they ingest and spread the disease again. This larva can
Flies are
move
fucked.
almost everywhere, and that often means eyes, which causes blindness.
Oh my god.
One guy, before he lost his vision, said that he could see worms moving inside his eyes, up and down. There is a treatment, like for example ivermectin.
It's so
but
fucked.
afflicted person will
I can't even imagine, like, you know, beyond the joke of like being disgusted, I can't even imagine, like, you would go crazy. Like, I can't imagine feeling something move inside my body. That's why, again, I've always had like that nightmare almost of like having like some big worm in my stomach. But in your fucking eyes, like, whether your eyes are closed, open, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna see it, and I would just, I don't know how I could take it. I'm not even joking when I'm saying I might just like kill myself. I think I would go insane.
have to take it for more than 10 years because adult worms are not affected, only their babies, and adult worms can live up to 14 years, which means that they keep spawning their babies for more than a decade.
Just kill yourself is the solution.
Even though this parasite is quite big, which is around 3 meters or 10 feet length, it is not that dangerous when compared to other.
Is this the one I was thinking? This might be the one I was thinking.
Much smaller parasites, but it's absolutely disgusting. Taenia is also a unique type of worm, since its primary host
Why did they have to show that?
is us. We get it by eating raw pork, and pigs get it if human feces somehow end up in their diet. These worms
I ate a lot of pork slice, I even had some today. They're not raw per se, but man, it makes me want to almost stop, but I like it too much. But also,
primary are prevalent in poor regions where pigs roam freely and eat everything they find. Young larvae can migrate through body and form protective cysts, which with time calcifies and may disturb victims' organ function. I shuddered when I found some pictures which shows that some patients were infested with these worms. And
God. Man, why did I watch this video? This is genuinely fucking me up. I'm going to like, I'm feeling all itchy. I'm going to be like thinking about this shit for a week. I wonder if like they're moving around, like when it's like this, they're moving around and you're feeling it. I can't even fucking imagine. Like how I would want to just burn alive.
most of the bodies are riddled with these cysts. You can clearly see these white spots, which is the cysts. Interestingly, many decades ago, women would ingest pills with tapeworm egg in order to lose some.
Okay. Oh my god.
Weight. I rather run around in a pine forest without shoes than ingest this stuff.
Yeah, but that's not that bad. That is insane. How did anyone think that was a good idea? Like, I'm sure some like scammer was like, this is a good idea, but how would anyone even buy that? Like, even hundreds of years ago, I feel like people might understand the idea of like not getting sick on purpose. Like, fucking hell.
Lymphatic filariasis is also known as elephantiasis because affected people's extremities resemble those of an elephant. The main culprit parasite is Vaucheria bancrofti, which is a species of parasitic worm that infect lymphatic system. The lymph system is a complementary circulatory system which delivers our immune system cells. These worms are delivered by the very same bullshit animal, mosquito. These worms enter the body and travel to lymph nodes where they achieve their max size of around 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Once they mature enough, they release their babies into the blood, which is later sucked by mosquitoes, continuing the cycle. So why?
You know, is there even a point to this? Like, sometimes people say, you know, there's a logic and a point to everything in nature. Like some for example, like I'm really someone who's not into spiders, but I understand the point, right? Like they eat flies and other insects and stuff like that, which is pretty important. So, you know, a lot of things that might seem disgusting, terrifying or something, they have a point, they have a purpose, they have a logic. Do parasites have any logic other than being the absolute, literal, like, worst thing ever? Like, they are literally here to be horrible, monstrous. Like, is there any good things that parasites do? Like, is there like a logic to it?
In some cases, humans develop oversized body parts.
I've seen photos like this.
Doesn't mean that these parts are full of worms. It's actually accumulation of repetitive damage on the lymph system. Thankfully, there is medicine. However, those with really disfigured bodies can't return to normal.
Plastic surgery though? Sakulina.
And you thought that our parasites suck. Crabs have it rough. A barnacle species called Sakulina enters crab through its joints. Later it grows root structure which helps Sakulina suck all the nutrients. Later,
I mean,
this
I guess some of those animal ones are pretty bad, but at least they're not for humans, so I would rate them way lower myself if I was to make the list. Anything that's human related goes to 10 out of 10.
parasite emerges like some sort of a sac, and it usually emerges near crab's thorax, a place where the crab's eggs would be incubated. Basically pretending it's crab's baby. Then it destroys crab's genitalia, making the crab permanently infertile. Did it finish its evil business and left the poor crab alone? No. When Sakulinas mate inside the crab, these parasites create hormonal imbalances which shape-shifts male crab to resemble female crab. For example, here is a normal male's belly, then there is a female's crab underbelly, and
that's a big one.
Here is a male affected by Sakulina parasite.
Okay.
Not only that, but the crab sometimes also dances like a female. The nature is quite weird, bro, I know.
Yeah.
So this poor crab with the destroyed identity acts like a female crab and helps Sakulina's parasite by spreading it the same way they help their crab baby spread, by climbing higher and stirring water with its claw.
Uh-huh. Naegleria fowlerish.
I don't know what's up with the freshwater sources in warmer climates, but they blow.
Yeah.
Have you ever swam in lake and accidentally snorted a little bit of water? Not a pleasurable experiment.
I'm never doing that again, yeah. Yeah. Like, when I was young, I would go to river, I went to a lake once or twice, but fuck am I never doing that again, except if I have no choice for whatever reason. Like, an extreme no choice. Like, yeah. Like, I guess a river is probably not as bad because flowing water, it's not stagnant water, but man. Hell no.
That's right. Especially unpleasurable when this water contains Naegleria fowleri parasite. It's also known as brain-eating amoeba.
Oh, I've heard of it.
It is not a typical parasite since it usually eats bacteria, and our brain is just an alternative source of energy. It can be found in warm freshwater lakes, rivers and hot springs. So, when you accidentally take in water through your nose, you are pretty much screwed unless
Wait, so no specifically, like, mouth would be fine, or, or again, like, wouldn't water go into your ear or something?
You fight this thing with medicine before it incubates inside the head. If you swallow this water into your
even with a sound like this, some people would do it. Yeah. Do not allow water to enter your nose. Like, just don't go into the water at all, right?
And before it incubates inside the head. If you swallow this water into your stomach, this amoeba would die. The scary part that...
Oh yeah, because stomach acid. That's interesting, okay. So really make sure to never, like, let water into your nose, yeah? So I guess... Okay.
There is no effective treatment, and
I was gonna say, like, just get something to, like, make sure nothing gets into your nose, but again, there's other parasites, so just don't go into a lake.
That rate is 97%.
97%.
It is hyper deadly, but not visually disturbing as other parasites.
Yeah. Basic wasp.
Even though various bugs help spreading parasites, some bugs actually act like parasites. For example, wasps. One type of wasp, called by the name which suspiciously almost sounds like good friend, injects psychotropic substance into the spiders. Then it lays a tiny egg on its abdomen, and when it hatches, the larva sucks spider juices until there's nothing left but an empty husk. Sounds like a good Friday night. But before sucking it dry and killing, larva injects spider some chemicals which makes it spin a weirder pattern web which is stronger one than those of unafflicted spiders.
Okay.
Then this larva spins a cocoon.
It's crazy this kind of thing, like, where, like, this parasite is, like, a fucking upgrade for, like, well, some kind of, like, fucked up overtaking upgrade for, like, for the spider. Again, yeah, like, it doesn't just make it do something stupid, but it makes it, like, upgrades the web. What logic does this have? Like, how does this happen? That this thing is literally made to take over a spider and upgrade it.
And attaches itself to the strong web which keeps it safe. Imagine a parasite which keeps sucking you dry and makes you build a house, then kicks you out. Another wasp called
I can't
Glypopantellus
imagine.
uses caterpillar as hosts for their babies. First, wasp lays eggs inside the caterpillar, then these eggs eat it from inside out, emerge through the skin, but somehow caterpillar is left alive.
Fuck that.
Not only that, but
That's
due
so
to various
disgusting.
chemical processes, its mind is altered. It watches over wasp larvae and if disturbed, it thrashes violently, scaring off various predators like for example shield bug. Since it became like some sort of a guard zombie, the caterpillar doesn't eat and dies out of hunger. What is especially creepy is that some of wasp larvae stays behind inside the caterpillar and somehow control its behavior to protect the rest of the brothers and sisters. The caterpillar drivers basically die inside the caterpillar for the family.
Whoa.
Speaking about zombies,
That's crazy.
there is one wasp which is called
I think recently I saw a quick short or something about some kind of, might be a parasite or something else, that takes over spider fully and literally controls them, I guess.
called cockroach wasp. This wasp injects cockroach with special venom which makes it docile, render its escape function useless, then chews its antenna and leads it like some sort of a dog on a leash inside a burrow.
Whoa.
Then it lays eggs under the cockroach, goes outside, covers the
This
bug
is
with
also
debris,
specific.
and Bob is your uncle. Then cockroach, just like a puppet, stays in this burrow until it serves wasp larvae as a feeding host.
I mean, cockroaches are disgusting, but still, that's fucked up.
To me, this one is probably the most visually disturbing
Oh,
parasite,
no.
and it doesn't even affect humans.
Okay.
This is a type of flatworm which affects birds and snails. When they get inside the land snail, they start feeding and turning themselves into a pulsating sack of horror. By the way, this is not a standalone worm which is pulsating in the eyes and tentacles of a snail. Full body of this parasite looks like this.
I'm so
And for
itchy.
some reason birds are attracted to these things, maybe because they resemble
Yeah.
caterpillars. Also, as usual, this parasite also alters its host's behavior and makes it more outgoing. So maybe introverted snails get
I can't
something
even look
out
at
of
it, I'm
this.
feeling so itchy.
Once bird eats the thing, it infects bird's butthole, which becomes breeding ground for such parasite. Then bird poops everything, including parasite eggs, out. Later, a poor snail slithers and eats the poop, and the cycle is continued. Why it's so disgusting?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sleeping sickness doesn't mean you sleep like a sleeping beauty. No. It means that sleeping pattern becomes highly irregular.
Different from
This
insomnia?
disease is caused by a parasitic infection of a Trypanosoma brucei, a single-celled bastard. They are delivered by tsetse flies which previously gorged themselves with blood from parasite-infested animal. Once these parasites get into the bloodstream, they of course have to migrate to victims' brains, causing neurological damage. If untreated, this disease is 99.99999% deadly. You can be infected for years and not know anything about it until one day symptoms appear, and that's when it's too late for treatment.
That's the thing, right? Like, no matter how careful you are with so many things, yeah, you might already be infected by so many things, you know? Cancer, parasites, different diseases, yeah, like there's quite a lot that have this kind of thing where, like, you know, they take years to actually show any effects manifest and you just have no idea. And even if you do regular checkup of health at the doctor or something, they probably don't detect these kind of things again until they manifest for real. So yeah, we might all already be dead, already affected by some fucked up thing we have no idea about.
In my opinion,
Let's
this
go.
is perhaps the most dangerous parasitic disease out there.
Is that a 10? 9.8.
Okay, even though this parasite is not the deadliest, in my opinion this is one of the most disgusting
God, I don't want to see
creatures
it.
ever. I have good news though, this type of parasite is about to be eradicated.
Let's go.
In 2023 there were just 14 cases, which is insane because 70 years ago there were tens of millions of infected people. If we succeed
That's
at
insane.
complete eradication, it will be the second human disease eradicated after the smallpox. This parasite is not very deadly, maybe 0.1%. However, it is absolutely disturbing, incredibly painful and difficult to deal with. People get infected through drinking dirty water in warmer climates.
That's fucked
Once they
up.
get it, this worm lives in a body for 1 year, and later, after digging through various human tissue, It emerges like some sort of an alien, and it does that very slowly. It can take it around 2 months to completely leave its host. Not only that, but female guinea worms can reach lengths up to 1 meter
1
long
meter
or 3
long.
feet. By the way, there is no
I guess the one silver lining is that they try to get out. Like, they're not here to, you know, as fucked up as it is, they're not trying to fuck you up, they're trying to get out. And sure, it will be insanely painful, and depending on where they come out, it might be pretty bad. But... And they're absolutely disgusting, but at least they're trying to get out and not just murder you.
medication or vaccine, and it has to be extracted slowly to not separate the worm's body.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it may die and start rotting inside the human body. When I said that this disease may be eradicated, it doesn't mean that these parasites will be wiped out. More like that humans now are more educated and know how to drink cleaner water.
Yeah, but obviously I was gonna say, like, the problem is that, you know, in a lot of countries, they don't have a choice, right? Like, they're showing probably some African country, and yeah, like, they don't have, like, you know, some places are still, like, super poor and super bad conditions, so literally no choice, right? So, like, I guess if I was, you know, like, them living in a place like this, you know, as much as I'm saying this right here, and I might not even know about this warm thing, but I wouldn't have a choice. Like, you just have to gamble and drink some water. Though at the same time, wouldn't just boiling water kill any parasite? Right? Like, I know as a survival trip, if you're ever lost in a forest or something, you know, never drink water like that, with boil it or something. So wouldn't that be an option? Toxoplasmosis, I heard that name before.
Here is a cool fact. This parasite infects half of human population. That's about 4 billion people. You might even have it right now, and there is no cure. What is this beast that lays dormant inside our bodies? This is a single cell parasite which exclusively reproduces only in cats. Interestingly, this parasite also manipulates rodents' mind, making them more fearless and easier to hunt by the cats. It is not clear if these parasites affect people behavior. However, some scientists believe that they may cause various psychological illnesses and cognitive problems. If this is true, then this might be one of the biggest contributors to human psychological problems in the world. So we can get it through cleaning cat litter boxes and eating or drinking contaminated stuff. Once we get it for life, and it can stay dormant as long as our immune system stays strong. If it gets weak, all the hell breaks loose. People start feeling flu-like symptoms, and the immune system forms cysts around these parasites in order to
Okay, that's pretty bad. But I wonder what the percentage is. I was gonna say someday I'm kind of scared because my mom is the one who is taking care of the cat litters. I hope she doesn't have this.
Them. These cysts damage our tissues and leave cysts for entire life. The reason for such high rating is that it lives in so many people. Most of us don't even know it.
Yeah.
There is no medication for cysts, they live, and also it possibly alters our mind and behavior.
Yeah, damn, okay. Okay. Fucking hell. Oh, was that the end? Did I accidentally restart?
Contaminate tissues and leave so many people.
Yeah. That was the end.
And also it possibly alters our mind and behavior.
Okay, but I wonder what the percentage of, like, activation is. What was the name?
Immune system. So we can get cognitive parasites bodies.
What was the name?
Fact. Cleaner wiped out. This parasite.
The toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis rate. It is estimated 200,000 to 300,000 new infections occur each year. Yeah, but severe form observed in case of infection of a mother during pregnancy. Rate of activation. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I probably have it. It's very possible if, like, you know, half of the world population have it. I'd say, you know, with my luck, I probably have it. Yeah. As long as it's not some fucking, like, thing that's growing and moving inside of me directly to the point where I can feel it, I guess it's fine, man. That was informative, interesting, but I almost regret watching it. Like, I generally will feel, you know, anytime I do something related to any of this, I'll think about it for, like, a while, for sure. Some of those I heard about it, but, like, only, like, a few. Some of those are absolutely insane, yeah. Like, to me, the worst one is still, like, the clip they showed, which seems to be from, like, some doctor show or something, of, like, them putting out this giant worm out of someone's stomach. Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many bad ones, yeah. The worst one, to me, even if they might not be as bad in terms of damage or something, are the one where, like, it's literally growing something, like, really big inside you. If it's, like, parasites that are so small you don't feel them, you know, they're, like, on cell level or something, I mean, it's fucked up, but, you know, I'd rather have that than have some fucking worm, like, moving, growing inside of me and doing stuff. You know, imagine the one where, like, it's in your eyes. I mean, genuinely, I can't even imagine, like, trying to live like this. I mean, like, I feel so much like, you know, like, fucking, you know, how would you not go insane or, like, want to kill yourself? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that to be edgy, but fucking hell. It is absolutely terrible. Again, like, fucking parasites, like, what is the point of parasite? Like, have they any good or positive effect on anything? Yeah. Hello unknown late. I mean, a little bit, yeah, but not the end of the stream yet. So yeah, fuck parasites is all I have to say. I hope that I never get any parasites. You know, I think I'll probably try to avoid, like, lake or river a lot. I'll avoid to ever eat anything like vomit. That's probably the best I can do. Also, I'm not into seafood that much, so that might help, you know. I guess I'm lowering the percentage of chance of getting anything, but again, it's one of those things where you can't really live scared, otherwise, what's the point? No matter what, even people who are, like, so much health freak trying to, like, make sure they never get sick for anything or all that, you know, they often get something anyway, because, yeah, being careful on paper sounds good, but, you know, a lot of the time people are, like, so uncareful, like, super, like, unhealthy, they're still not being, like, more healthy in some way than people would try to be healthy. It's one of those weird, like, paradox of humanity. This was the most disgusting YouTube video I've ever seen. But yeah, I like this channel right away. I like the presentation. I like the, you know, simple explanation, but very understandable. I like the accent. It's a good channel, Mr. Slav. So I wouldn't mind watching more from, from the channel, but also less fucked up stuff maybe. Like, does he do only fucked up video? Okay, I guess he does a lot of variety, but probably a lot of fucked up stuff, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. I don't know. I want to do everything I can to forget about this video. You know, informative, but also, yeah.